If you had to be a different race, what would you be?
No, I do not believe that for a second.
Welcome, children, to story time.
That's what it was. Wait. I just remembered.
Most
You're like
Chinese name I've ever heard.
Can I be a Chihuahua?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Since 96 podcast with your hosts, Alex.
Sam.
Tyson.
What the?
We'll figure it out one of these
The
days.
way you looked at me. Sam.
Guys, should we have like a radio voice?
I'm not about to try
Sure.
my voice to be a radio voice.
Just like certain segments or like the opening. Like we sound totally different. I don't know.
I'm down.
Over the top.
It'll take a few reiterations.
Yeah, seriously. I'll work on it. I'll work on it before the next one.
Do we want to try to do a preview?
Yeah, I can run us through a preview.
Yeah.
So on this episode of Since 96, we're going to start off with a segment called Since We Spoke, where we just talk about our lives for a little bit and recap and enjoy each other's presence.
Love.
And then we'll go into story time. I'll take that over today, where we talk about a recent weird story that I found interesting, and we'll put on our investigator hats and talk about it. Then our beloved doghouse moments from this previous week or just past stories of feuds with the spouse that put you in the doghouse.
Love you.
And then we'll bring us back on top with underdog moments where we felt like the world was against us, but we ended up on top. And then some quick tips where we give them just the tip. Little life tips to help you along of, I don't know, life hacks, I guess.
Woo.
Gun to your head, answer questions as if it was the only thing you could answer. If you do 2 answers, you get shot.
Boo.
We don't have any notable 69ers, so get liking and subscribing so you can be a notable
Not a notable
on purpose?
69er.
No, I'm slightly dyslexic. that was totally
Well, it worked
natural.
out.
So notable 69er. A
That
notable
was
69er
awesome.
would actually be my dad because he was born in 1969.
I thought that was going to
Not
go
for
a
the
very
reason why
different
you
route.
thought.
God.
And well, that leads perfect into the
Not
the last segment
dad.
of Off the Hinges.
Off the
Or we can
hinge.
talk about notable 69ers some more.
There we go.
We have notable 96ers and notable 69ers.
So that was a pretty good recap, I think.
I think it was
Yeah.
great. I loved that.
So since we spoke, life updates. What is something that got you excited this last week? Got you pumped?
Yeah, surf is back.
Waves on the North Shore.
is back.
Summertime, it's flat like a lake out there, and you have to go all the way down to town to get some waves. But winter's here, so it means there's waves all the time, pretty much.
Sometimes too big.
A lot of times too big for
Dude,
me.
That's like my biggest beef with wintertime is it goes from like a flat lake and then there'll be like 2 days where it's like, 3 to 4, which is like, that's where I reside, baby. And then the next day it'll be like 18 to 20. It's like,
Death.
what the F? I'm never going to go out in that.
I was falling on top of you. I think that's how you put it last time.
Yeah. Where you're jumping off the roof, but the roof is coming with you.
Yeah. It's
The roof is chasing you
Yeah.
with an
With
angry pointed
vengeance.
lip
Yeah.
coming
It's
at you.
So yeah, I had a crazy moment. It was actually last night. So it's a dream I had, and you remember, was it last week or the week before we were talking about inception dreams?
Yeah.
That just happened to me
No way.
last night.
Spoke it into existence.
Literally.
A dream within a dream.
So here's the thing. I don't remember
Years.
the dream that was within the dream, but I remember waking up from that dream thinking, man, I already forgot what I was dreaming. I need to remember that to tell the guys on the podcast, because we could do a segment where we talk about all the weird dreams we have. this is super weird. And then I keep going on in the day. Actually, oh, my phone's over there. I wrote notes on it, but I forgot.
You forgot your dream?
Yeah, dude, that's why you gotta write it down. I think I have it on here, actually.
While he's looking for that, we can start taking some psychedelics and talk about our trips.
I'm down to microdose.
So basically, I think I was maybe thinking this last night that we could do a segment on dreams, just be like a dream segment. And then I had a dream about the podcast within a dream. It was super weird. And it's really messy when you wake up and you have to write stuff down right away or else you forget it. And I wrote Inception Dream, Since 96 podcast. I talked to the guys about a dream segment, lasagna, sleepover, big house, Tyson and Ree.
What? I'd read that book.
Bro. So basically, I have no idea what the lasagna is about.
Because it's freaking good. That's why.
Lasagna. I had lasagna for dinner this week.
So I woke up in a...
You projected onto Alex.
Dude, I had lasagna last night. That's what it was. Wait. I just remembered. Okay, you're going to blow my mind on this. So me and Mac had lasagna last night.
Whoa.
I woke up from this dream, but I was still in the dream. So then the second dream was that we were doing this big sleepover in a house, like an Airbnb type thing. It was us and our wives. I don't think it was you, Sam, though. It was Tyson and Ree. They said, we just had lasagna last night. I'm like, dude, we just had lasagna last night. And it was like not that cool, but when I woke up for real, I'm just like, dude, I just got mind effed.
Better go eat some leftover lasagna.
Dude, leftover lasagna.
I love lasagna, sleepover, Tyson and Ree.
But I thought that was real because I had woken up from a dream.
Yeah.
So I was just all over the place. This is probably because I woke up at like 5:15 to go surfing, and I was in deep sleep. And so my alarm went off, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of that dream.
I hate that, dude.
I had no idea where I was, what reality was.
So glad I said no to go surfing.
So glad I was invited.
I did invite Tyson to the next time.
Oh,
It's okay.
okay, I wasn't there.
I make people feel bad because I shred so much. You know?
Yeah. He
That's
does.
So
true.
I understand.
I want him taking all the waves.
I just thought Tyson had this thing called a job, but
Here I am doing my job.
What time do you start on days you work from home?
I start whenever.
Oh.
I'll typically start around 9 though, just because Aubrey works from 5 to 9.
Oh,
So Torin will wake up sometime in between there.
I watch Torrin.
Yeah, I'll try to work out and then watch Torin and then start around 9.
No, good to know.
Today I started more around 8 though. Torin was being chill.
Love it.
yeah, for me, besides weird dreams, went out surfing a couple times, and it was pretty fun. Got slapped around, but I did get a few good ones. So,
Love it, dude. One good one makes it all worth it.
literally, isn't it amazing that surfing, you can be out there for like 2 hours, but as long as you have a couple, for me, as long as I have a couple good ones, I'm like stoked.
Surfing's so hard because like you can't practice over and over again like other stuff. You're at the mercy of nature. So it's hard to get better
Yeah.
at surfing.
Every wave and every day is different.
And you're like, okay, today I'm going to get better. And then it's just a crap day. And then you just end up paddling for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
F those days.
You're at the mercy of nature. What got you hyped this week?
I started a photography business a few weeks ago. This week I made a TikTok though. And I just was telling you guys this, but I started an Instagram page first. Really hard to gain a following on Instagram.
Quickly.
Yeah, so like just like all the homies follow me, you know, all the people that are like just nice.
supporting.
Yeah, so I have like 50 followers or whatever. And so I post some photos on there of just like photo shoots and stuff, get like 30 likes or whatever. And this is like nothing monumental, but it got me hyped. Jess made a TikTok for me and we posted like 3 videos and just like immediately, like within like 30 seconds of posting, we were just like getting likes. And that was like crazy to me because I have no experience with TikTok.
I think TikTok does it on purpose almost. It's a little sus how fast that happens sometimes.
I was wondering that because like we were looking at some of the pages and we were like, but then we started getting like shares and like saves. I don't know.
Shares and saves is a little bit more. Yeah.
And I don't know how much of it is because I'm like a brand new account. TikTok is just trying to like throw me a bone and just like kind of it like get my stuff out there.
They definitely want to give you the dopamine fix. So you're like, oh, likes, comments, shares.
Because the more content you put out, the more content they have on their platform.
Yeah, they like it.
The more eyeballs on the platform. It's totally beneficial.
It was just cool because...
Why does Instagram make it so hard?
I don't know. I don't get the... I know all the algorithms are a little bit different, but there's just so many people on TikTok, and TikTok is more of like the age of people that and more of like the style of like photography I want to do.
Demographic.
Yeah, because I really am stoked about doing like more whimsical photography, I guess, more creative, more artsy, more motion, younger couples.
Not super real, but more like...
Right. Make it look like a dream. Make it look...
like an inception dream.
Like an inception dream. But not like super trippy. Just like...
You're going to wake up
whimsical.
2 seconds.
Dude, that would be wild.
You're going to be in your bed and it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
With a plate of lasagna.
Sleepover. Point being, I threw some videos up there and they did well.
And that got you hyped.
And they got me super hyped. Nothing crazy, but they got like hundreds of likes. And I was just like, what the heck? That's sick. Like that was in like a few hours. Yeah, it got in front of like, thousands of people. Whether all of them are real or not, I don't know. But better than getting in front of 50 people I already know. It's cool getting in front of a bunch of strangers.
Do you know how many views it got?
The top one got like 1,300 or something like that.
Wow. Nice.
Views. And then the other 2 got like 800 and then 600.
Yeah.
And then they got like something like 250 likes, 100 and something.
Which couple got the most?
Jake and Gabby.
No.
Jake and Gabby got the most.
It's because you had traction already.
It's because I had traction and
you used the best song with them.
I think, or I just hope that as I did, so I did your Max photo shoot first, and then I did Tyson and Ree, and then I did Jake and Gabby.
They got the best.
All I'm saying is like I did get better, and there were things that I did during Tyson and Ree's editing that I was like, shoot, if I would have known how to do this, I would have done it to your guys'. And then with Jake and Gabby's, I was like, crap, if I would have known this, I would have done it to Tyson and Ree's.
The nature of progression.
Honestly, I'm just getting better. And so I'm stoked to like keep going and just keep getting better and better. And so I'd like to think that just Jake and Gabby's was like my best work so far, just because they were the most recent.
It's kind of like our podcast where we are getting better, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Got these super expensive microphones, and we just found out that Tyson hasn't been using it. And he's been recording the audio from his laptop.
Not on purpose.
Trying to sabotage this podcast.
Yeah, hopefully I sound great this time.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Crisp.
Yeah, the first week we filmed in different frame rates. Frames per second was all messed up. Second week we fixed that, but then the audio was off, and we're just getting better every time.
Getting better and better.
What about you, Tyson?
What got me hyped this week? Biggest thing that got me hyped this week happened yesterday. I got the first check from my side gig that I've been doing.
Ooh.
For the solar company. Built their website and everything, and sent the invoice, and then got paid from it. First check from that felt good.
From like being like freelance?
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
So now I got to make an LLC, get a tax guy.
What a day.
Start saying everything is a business expense.
Damn
That's the
straight.
key. Me and Sam were like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We've been
Yeah.
around the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited.
Dude, that's awesome.
Should be solid monthly revenue coming in from that.
Do they have you on like a retainer or something?
It's a retainer
it-
right now. They're just paying me for services. So I have it set up like a menu, like a restaurant menu. So like you order what you want, you can change it, and then like as I do things for them, like a website, the initial build has a certain price, and then it's a maintenance after that, because I'll be doing A/B testing and like optimizing the website consistently. And then if they want to run Google Ads, I'll run Google Ads for them, and that'll be a certain amount a month. Or if they want to run Facebook ads, that'll be a certain amount a month, and then it changes depending on what they want and everything.
Yeah, that's super dope. How did you find this company? Like, how did you?
He's my landlord.
dang.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my landlord. But I didn't find him just because he was my landlord, which was cool. I was doing leads for that roofing company, and he had seen one of the ads, and he worked with that roofing company a lot. And he heard that I was doing leads for them. And so I saw him randomly at a pool party at the McDonald's place. He's like, hey, like, we need digital marketing for our company. Like, we should talk. I was like, cool.
That's sick.
And then after that, it was a perfect client too, because it's hard to find someone who doesn't have some sort of digital presence right now and has people working on stuff right now. Because it's like, if you're not doing digital marketing, what are you doing, you know? But they're really behind. And I think being in Hawaii, just a lot of companies out here are really behind. So it was a good opportunity. They didn't have any other agency doing anything. So I got to get in there with a clean slate and just be their everything guy right now.
That's sick.
Super dope. You need digital marketing, go to Tyson. You need photography, go to Sam.
Let's go.
I don't have anything for you, folks.
Boo.
You need a good looking face.
Yeah.
Big old
Model.
smile.
Yeah. If you need a brown person, there you go.
Refer to podcast number 1 for
The
brown person
token
jokes.
Polynesian friend.
Yeah. I'm 50% off though, because I'm only half.
That was clever.
Thanks.
Dude, make a little website. If you need help, if you need diversity help,
Dude, you think?
dude, I bet that's a thing.
Diversity.
Let's.
It actually is a thing.
Like politicians.
Like making ads and stuff. Like in the previous company I worked at, all the time people would be like, "Can you add more people of color?"
Oh my
In ads
gosh.
all the time. Consistently.
Going to acting, bro.
Dude, yeah. Like
Disney, it's like their go-to thing now.
no, it's a
Don't get
thing
me
with
started on Disney.
some of those movies and stuff. They have like, you have to have a certain amount of
People of color.
like diversity in it, and like if you want to show movies in China, there has to be at least one Chinese person in it.
What?
That's why there's always in these Disney movies and stuff. There's always one.
Because they got to show them in China.
Just put up
I-
those like, I'm your one guy.
I am part Chinese.
Really?
Are you?
A lot of Polynesians.
Asu, yeah, my
Yeah.
last name
Oh,
is Chinese. So
I'll never look at you the same.
Disney.
Yeah. Little
I'm your
plug
guy.
for you. Whoa.
And you're handsome, so it worked.
Wait, where does the Chinese come from? Your dad's side?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of
My-
Chinese within Polynesian ancestry, isn't there?
My great 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 grandfather was named Hai Sai Fong Kai Sawasu. Straight from Hong Kong, baby.
What's so funny, Sam?
Listen, I
Most
feel like
Chinese name I've ever heard.
I feel like Sam doesn't know if I was just trying to be funny and making noises or if it's his actual name.
Can you repeat it back
That
for
was
us,
made
Sam?
up, dude.
And
That
it's
was made- yeah.
absolutely his name.
But I
Hai
heard
Sai
it.
Fong Kai Sawasu.
Now repeat after him.
Asu. Got it. Continue. I'm caught up.
For some reason, like whenever I speak Spanish, my voice goes up an octave.
Mine goes lower
Yours went higher when you said his name.
in Spanish.
Oh, in
Spanish,
Spanish?
Yeah, my
lower.
Spanish goes lower.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But your
It's weird.
Chinese it goes
But my
up.
Chinese goes higher.
But your Chinese goes higher. Oh, man.
Ni hao.
Oh. They all have high voices, I swear.
We all have high voices?
No, they.
They all have high voices.
Dude, Chinese is weird because you can say the same thing, but in a different inflection changes the meaning.
Like if you go from low to high or high to low.
Yeah.
Seems like the hardest language in the entire world.
Super hard.
Like
and there's
Mandarin
multiple different ways. So if we said...
But if you don't have much vocal range and you just like can't hit certain inflections, like
You're effed.
You're just retarded.
You should go to the doctor.
You're just considered
Go to the
like
doctor.
You're just on the
like
spectrum.
special needs out there. Like, oh, this kid can't talk.
this kid can't talk.
Just kind of pat your head. Good try, buddy. That's hilarious. What were we talking about?
Yeah, we should get
Chinese
back on
people
track.
Yeah, Disney, diversity.
You are our diverse person.
Oh,
backtrack.
so back. Okay.
Talking about our weeks.
Yeah, I think that wraps up.
Digital marketing was the last thing.
Because you're talking about because you got paid.
I got paid.
And I
You
said
got paid.
you can go to Tyson for digital marketing, photography, ethnic diversity.
Ethnic diversity in your ads or
Love to
movies.
put you in that box. Dope, dude. Well, I'm stoked. How soon before you quit your job and you go full freelance?
Oh, it'll be a while. What's nice though is that in the world of like paid ads, it's a lot to set up and to get things dialed in. But after a bit, like once you get ads that are like your winning ad creative and everything, and it's just like bringing in leads consistently, you don't really have to do too much. So like set one up and then you're just kind of maintaining, and then it's just kind of like recurring revenue after that. And then you can set up the next client and then like,
Dude,
slowly
my
build up
digital
from there.
marketer professor, he had like, I don't know, several different companies he was working on. He would just tweak slightly the whatever ad creative or the copy. He'd spend like 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
And he was making bank on those.
I mean, it's a lot at first, and then it turns into just 4 hours a week.
Sick.
Yeah, so I promise if you reach out to me, I'll put more than 4 hours a week into your...
Yeah, dang.
That was good. All right, Tyson, tell us a story.
Welcome, children, to story time. We're just going to dive into a fun little story. Hold on, I have to like pull my laptop closer.
Can you really not see?
You can take off the glasses. It was just funny for the intro.
Well, it's good for a close-up, but my laptop was a little too far away. Then it's not good for that.
Okay, you can take them off if you want.
Yeah, I think I'll...
My dad gave a talk
Take
in
this
church once, and he was just trying to be funny, but I don't know if he was trying to be funny. He printed off his talk, and he brought like a stack of papers this big up onto the podium. And then he's like, "Don't worry, everyone. My talk isn't this big. I just can't really see, and this is the font." And he turns it around, and it's like massive, like size 200 font.
You just
What the
drained
heck?
some printer of ink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
dang.
probably just a bunch of blank papers. It'd be funny, but
Yeah, that's
Oh,
hilarious.
man. It's like one letter, A.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you guys heard about a firefighter named Danny? I'm going to say his name terribly, but Philippidis?
Danny Philippidis.
No,
Danny
no.
Philippidis from New York.
Nope.
not a single time.
Oh, okay. This will be great then. Danny was out skiing with the boys in New York. A mountain range somewhere over there. I forget what it was called. But he was out there skiing, having a good old time. He's like, "Oh, I left my phone in my car. I got to go grab it." Danny then disappears for 6 days.
Jeez.
Gone for 6 days. He then reappears in Sacramento, California.
Wait, run that back.
Danny,
Yes.
firefighter. And he's like married. I don't know if he has kids or not, but he definitely has a wife. It mentioned his wife. Went on a ski trip, went to get his phone out of his car, disappeared, and reappeared in Sacramento, California 6 days later.
What was his car gone? His
No.
car and his phone. were
Only him. And he was still in his ski gear.
What?
Shut up.
Was he unconscious? Was he fully conscious?
Yeah, so I'll dive in a little bit more. So he briefly left his friends at Whiteface Mountain Ski Resort to retrieve his cell phone from his car. No one saw him on the mountain again. He doesn't remember much about the next few days. He believes he flagged down a truck to get a ride off the mountain. The next thing he remembered was the truck driver telling him he was in Utah. More than 3,000, they have it in kilometers for some reason, away from Whiteface Mountain. Sometime later, the driver left him in Sacramento, still clad in his ski gear, with no ID except a single credit card.
What?
What about food?
He eventually got a new phone, but it took him a day to remember his wife's number. And he called his wife. And they're like, we're here on the ski mountain looking for you, looking for your body. And he's like, oh, I'm in California.
What on earth?
I have so many questions.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, doctors and everything they all think it was like some sort of amnesia that happened. Or like he must have had some sort of head trauma, but he didn't have any signs of head trauma. Like
No injuries.
no injuries visible.
Was there rohypnol in his blood system? He got roofied by that
Oh, roofied.
car driver or the truck driver for sure.
Did his rear end feel sore?
I was gonna say, was his butthole still intact?
As far as we know, he's still in the ski gear, so his clothes stayed on.
What on earth?
Could you imagine just being like,
aliens.
oh, I'm going to go get my phone out of my car, and then being like, I'm across the USA.
Why?
6 days later.
Why did he try to
6 days
flag
later.
someone down to get off the mountain? Was he just
That's a weird part. He actually remembers flagging someone down.
like, why would he flag someone
So
down?
he like went into some state where like he was like, I got to get out of here. Like, you know how when you woke up from your dream, you're kind of in this crazy state? The mind has the ability to get into these states where it's not thinking straight, but it's doing things.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
And we experience that
Sleepwalking.
on a very like small scale. But what if something can happen and trigger it on a larger scale for a large amount of time?
That's terrifying.
Yeah, honestly, super scary.
That is terrifying.
To the point where Danny's just hitchhiking his way across the whole USA
Oh, Danny
And
boy.
in ski gear.
The slopes are calling.
What?
My question is, say you're the truck driver and you're just like,
Was it?
come along.
You're just like, yeah, you probably wanted to go to Sacramento.
He's like, I'm heading to Utah. Is that okay?
That's the thing.
Was it the one truck driver? Like, he took him all the way across
So-
the US?
Yeah, according to this report, it seems like it was the same truck driver that was just like, hey, we're in Utah now. Hey, we're in Sacramento now.
What?
That dude definitely did some naughty things to him.
That's what I'm saying.
Was it a lonely driver?
I'm
He's just like, guy wants to come along, we're going.
I mean, they had.
And who
like,
knows what Danny was saying in this?
Right. They had to be stopping for food. He had like a whole week with this random truck driver, and he doesn't remember any of it.
And if I was this random truck driver
I mean,
and I don't report this guy coming along with me along the whole ride, what do truck drivers see on a day-to-day basis that's just like, just another day, another guy coming in the truck with me?
they see some shit.
Dude, memory stuff is super weird. I've had a few friends who've had memory loss, short or long term.
Really?
Yeah. Like in high school, there's this kid that sat in front of me in math. We had this full-blown conversation about who knows what. And the next day I bring it up to him, and he had the most blank expression on his face. I was like, what the heck? And then one of my friends told me that he had hit his head. He like slipped and fell later that day and forgot everything that had happened
Yeah.
in like the entire day.
Slipping and hitting your head and getting into
Oh
that,
my
I feel like
God.
is pretty common.
But
I've
yeah,
had head injuries where I've only lost like, I think 30 seconds is the amount of time I can't remember when I hit my head, but
like if you black out or something.
I flew into a pole. I was riding my bike and I hit a curb and just went face first into a pole.
Jeez.
And I woke up and like a yard duty was like looking over me like, "You all right?" I had no recollection of hitting the pole, of being on the ground. Like I just woke up. Like I remember kind of like going over the handlebars, and then that was it. Like my momentum shifting.
But then, yeah, memory loss without any physical damage or that's
I guess, but it's like it was a full week. Like if this guy Danny fell, slipped on ice, hit his head, not enough to knock him out or to do anything serious, but give him a
Any
concussion
bruising,
or something, and then
just
it has
joggle it.
yeah, it has 6 days to heal. So they're like, okay, you're not like you don't have like this huge gash, but it's like maybe it was in the back of his head and it wasn't anything crazy, but it was enough to give him a concussion. So he's like just not making sense. He's like flagging someone down and he's just like, I gotta get out of here. I need to go here.
I need to get off this mountain.
Yeah.
or hear me out. So so people block out traumatic events. Maybe this dude got kidnapped by the semi driver and it was so traumatic. He did not want to remember all
Whoa.
the gnarly things that went down
The
on that road
horrors.
trip.
So
The
his mind, in
horrors.
order to protect itself,
Just like went gone.
hey, let's just get rid of this. Let's just put it in the vault and just get rid of it. Throw it off the deep depths of my mind.
It's like
and
what I
it's
do,
gone.
yeah, with anything hard in my life. Just push it down. Just keep pushing it.
Just keep pushing.
Stay down.
Repress.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Fire in the Sky?
No.
It's strangely similar to Danny's what happened to him, but it was a group of guys that were in the woods. I think they were in Arizona, but in the mountains of Arizona where there was like trees and stuff, and they're like clearing part of the Forest Service. They're clearing trees. On the way home, they saw a fire in the sky, hence the title of the movie. But it's basically the guys claim it was a UFO, and one of the workers went out to go check it out, and the people in the car said he got zapped and then taken, and they booked it. But then like everyone is a super small town, and everyone's like, you guys are sus. And one of the guys was like extra sus because he had like beef with the other guy. Like, what did you do to him? Gone for 5 days, but then reappears. But doesn't reappear on the other side of the United States like this guy did, like Danny, but reappears close by in the same town and has like amnesia, doesn't remember a lot, and like, but he was butt naked and just reappeared.
Very sus.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean,
so a lot of people think maybe he got abducted by aliens. This Danny guy.
I mean, who knows, but he could just be totally making it up. Just be like, oh, I don't remember. And then it becomes a huge news story.
I've heard of things like that, like a girl who's trying to get out of her relationship. But this guy's happy with his wife. He called his wife. He's like, yo, I don't know what's going on.
Imagine, though, it's like his master plan. He's like, babe, I know how to get the media's attention. I'm going to disappear 6 days. I'm going to hitchhike all the way across country. I'm going to it's going to like suck for a week. And then I'm just going to say I don't remember it.
But to what end? He's just a firefighter.
Right. I'm like, do you make money if you like get on the news?
Clout.
Clout, I
Dude,
guess.
views, you can, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You could like start a podcast about those 6 days and just make up all these
6 days.
the random.
Is he famous now? Look
No,
up his, like,
So
How many followers does he have?
I think he was probably, it sounds like he was messed up in the head for a little bit after all this and took like a year off of being a firefighter, then just went back to being a firefighter.
weird.
That's it.
Bro, that's so wild. Where'd you hear about this story?
On a different podcast.
Oh, man. We're stealing material now.
Copyright.
It's just trending articles and
Love it.
content.
Ooh,
No, it's Joe.
yeah.
Um,
That was fun.
but they only briefly go over it. I did a deeper dive into it.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's wild, dude.
Danny.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, that's my story time.
That was great.
Love it.
Thank you for joining us for story time. Until next time.
The wink was perfect.
Oh my god.
That got me. Got me going.
Whoa. Better be careful where I throw my winks.
Ooh.
What's next? Oh, doghouse.
Doghouse.
I'm so
Just
scared to
got-
do a monkey.
You just gotta be confident with it. Just be a dog. Just be a dog.
Got that dog in me.
Woof. Can I be a chihuahua?
Oh my. Welcome to Doghouse, the recurring segment on our show where we talk about how we get landed in the doghouse with the wives. Stories from the past week or just in our past of what we've done wrong with our better halves. You guys got something?
I do. Mine's a recurring struggle. Mentioned this on the first one, but dinner time is just no bueno for me, man.
How have you not learned?
Well, okay,
It happened again this week.
consistently, yeah. But so now it's just like if she doesn't, it's like almost a learned trigger in her mind that like dinner time is stressful and she doesn't want to do it. She like avoids it at all costs. And one of the biggest struggles is that if we don't make dinner the night before, I always use dinner as leftovers for my lunch when I go to work. So if we don't do dinner, I won't have lunch either. And so it adds like another stress to it. And she's just like lost it this week on it. Just like hasn't been doing, just like to stop doing dinners.
Is this your doghouse moment or her doghouse moment?
No, because it's my fault. Like I've developed this learned like trigger for her because I've like there's been so many negative times that it's just like this thing she doesn't want to do, doesn't want to handle anymore. And it's like I'm hungry in the doghouse.
Throw this guy a bone.
Shout out to my mother-in-law though. She bought us pizza 2 days ago.
Nice.
A lot of pizza.
Heck yeah.
It was awesome
Love it.
because she had been venting about it to my mother-in-law.
Oh boy.
And so she just bought pizza for us.
Let's
So-
go.
So
Tyson hasn't landed and he's just been in the doghouse this whole time.
Dang, dude.
So I need tips on how to support wives through dinner time.
Tip 1 is wherever you sit, look up, and then whatever wall you see, just put a sticky note there and just write, compliment the chef.
Okay, I got a perfect place for it.
Yeah, but for real advice, I don't know, Sam.
Dang, dude. So you're just bad at complimenting her?
So at this point, I do a good job at complimenting, saying it's good. I've definitely gotten better at that. But now it's just like, how do I help her not be stressed about dinner time? Because I'm not even a very picky eater. Like if it's just chicken and rice and like raw broccoli, I'm stoked. Like I'm not picky about it.
Yeah.
But like I'll be bummed if there's nothing at all.
Right.
You know, because then like not only is there no dinner, but there's no lunch for me the next day. And then like I'll be making something and she'll be like, "Why are you making something?" And I'm like, "Because we got to eat something." And then it turns into a doghouse moment from there, you know?
Gotcha. Was your mom and her mom big cookers growing up, or not really?
My mom, hit or miss.
Mm.
Her mom is pretty good. She's like almost always thinking about dinner. Like whenever we're visiting there, like our morning conversation will be like, "What should I make for dinner tonight?" Like she's always like thinking about it.
Totally.
Or I think Ree like doesn't like to think about it
Mm.
because it's been like a learned negative.
Do you
I
guys
don't know.
plan out your meals like at the beginning of the week or when you go grocery shopping or something?
That's something she wants to do more.
That'd probably help, and that would take a lot of the stress off. So I know for Jess, if like we were just like heading to Costco and we don't have like any plans for meals, then we're just grabbing random crap, and then we get home and then it's more stressful because the next day she's like, "We have all these groceries, but we don't have everything we need for this meal, and we don't have everything we need for this meal."
Mm.
So if you're very intentional about buying stuff from the grocery store, like this is for I'm gonna plan out 7 days worth of groceries or 7 days worth of meals. I'm going to write down what I need for each of those meals, buy each of those, and then it's not too stressful. It's like on the calendar, Monday, we're having chicken, rice, and broccoli. I don't even have to think about it. I know what it's going to be. Because I think in everything in life, the anticipation is way worse than actually doing it.
Amen, brother.
So
Wisdom.
if you take out all the anticipation of like, what are we going to eat? Or we haven't gone to the grocery store or whatever. If you take all that out, the actual making chicken and rice and broccoli is like not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's thinking about it the other day, like, crap, what are we going to have for dinner?
True. You can just funnel that into one moment. Like if you just plan the whole week, and you probably save a lot more money that way too.
100%. And we're not very good at it. But
no, terrible.
Finding time to actually make the plans. Like we keep saying every Sunday we're going to plan out the meals for the week. And I think we've done it once.
We've never, well, Mac kind of did once when we lived in Utah, but yeah, we're terrible at planning stuff. We'll go to Costco. We'll have a basic list, but then we'll get a bunch of random stuff. Then all the freezer stuff gets freezer burned because it's been in there 6 months, and we end up wasting food. Dude, maybe we all get together, plan out our meals.
Damn,
make it an activity.
Yeah. Then we can spit ideas off each other.
Right.
Make a cookbook.
Yeah.
Since 96.
96.
Cookbook.
Cooking since 96.
Oh.
That was sick.
We're going to
Cooking
make
content
millions.
and food.
Yeah, we got to go. We got to go make this cookbook right now.
Link in bio.
Link in bio.
Our first digital product.
I love it, dude.
I'll give it a shot. I'll report back next week.
Dude, Sam
How
dropping
dinners are going.
straight bombs with that anticipation. I just kept thinking about that. So since we
Just got to do.
Since we knock doors and get told no for a living, it sounds pretty terrible because it is. But honestly, thinking about doing it is so much worse than doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
Anything in life.
Yeah, 100%. I think that will probably be my doghouse. Is in my job, no one's telling me to go knock doors. It's just if I don't sell solar, then I don't make money because we're 100% commission.
Gnarly.
It is pretty gnarly. And there's pros and cons to that. And so I think going off of anticipation, the thought of having to go knock doors later in the day a lot of times ruins my morning because I'm just like, that's all I can think about. It's like, I want to go to the beach, but then I might be tired on the doors, and then it won't be a productive day, and then what's the point of going out? So maybe I should just chill on the couch and not do anything. And so, but then I just think about, but then am I going to be like antsy and all this stuff? And so it kind of ruins my day. And so, and sometimes my doghouse, for sure, what lands me in the doghouse is when I have all this nerves and anticipation of like, oh, I have to work today. I have to go knock doors. And then it'll get to like 1 o'clock. And then I'll just be like so anxious that I'm just like, screw it. I'm not going out today. I'm just not feeling it. It's not my day. And it'll be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And Jess is like, what the crap? Why didn't you decide this at 8 a.m.? We could have been out going to town, going shopping. We could have gone out to the beach. You could be surfing right now. And it's true. And it kills me because so now I'm upset and I feel like small because I'm not going out to work. And I feel like mad about my decision. And then Jess is upset and it's just.
That's tough, dude.
It's the worst.
It's a tough schedule.
What sucks about that is you've spent mental energy thinking about work. So then the next day you feel like you need a day off because it honestly feels like you've worked because you've just thought about it so much.
You just been sitting there stewing.
I hate it. If I could go knock doors first thing in the morning every day, I would 100%.
It would be so much easier. Yeah.
It's so bad that like, yeah, free time in the morning, it's great, but it's always in the back of your head. Like, I have to go do this thing that I hate. And like, should I be doing something right now to prepare for it?
Mm.
And so it's all this like turmoil. And so
I worked that schedule a little bit in North Carolina because I had to work California time in North Carolina. So I was working from like 12 p.m. to 8 a.m. I mean 8 p.m. But I wasn't knocking doors. I was doing stuff I like. So I
Screw you.
I had no anticipation going into it, but I did have to anticipate, like, I don't know, just working in general. But I feel for you guys. No, I don't. But I'm sympathetic, not
What?
empathetic.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, you can have jobs you like? Since when?
Yeah, that's a good doghouse. That actually, I'm gonna piggyback off that because same thing. Sam and I are in the same doghouse. Mine's a little different, just because my anxiety and stress and everything. I'm an emotional wreck because of knocking
Sales?
doors.
Really?
Just like sometimes, and sometimes I'm great. But when it hits hard, and I just like have a complete meltdown. So, long story short, a little over a month ago, I had one of these meltdowns. Mac is a super good support system for me, and she's like, "Hey, you're taking today off, you're taking tomorrow off. We're figuring this out. Just gonna get like a little reset, and we're just gonna figure out a schedule that works for you, because as contractors, we make our own schedule. No one's looking over our shoulders, so it's like, okay, great, we're gonna do this." And then just a couple days ago, I'm like, I feel like with this job, it's really nice because I could do something else on the side. And basically, I want to like totally change up my whole schedule and maybe even work like a little less. And she's like, we just went over this. Like, I just calmed you down from this a few weeks ago. Now you're like, so yeah,
Back at it with the stress case.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Always trying to.
That's like definitely my fault. Alex and I were on the phone. And I was telling him, like, dude, we just gotta knock doors less and put more into like side hustles. And then he goes and tells Mac, and Mac's just like,
Are you kidding me?
So Sam. This is
Sam
Sam's
landed both of us in the dog.
fault.
let's go.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were doing some other work in the morning, would you be thinking less and have less anxiety about knocking doors later because your mind's focused on something else?
I think so. I think so.
Don't know until you try,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, sometimes we'll be at the beach, do something fun. It's still there. It's still this haunting, like,
Always in the back of your head, it's bogus.
But I feel like if you're at the beach and you're trying to relax, it's gotta be haunting you there. But if you're like honed in and focused on something, maybe not.
just imagine if you had to eat a bowl full of crap at 3:00. And
every day.
I don't care if you're at the beach. I don't care if you're working, you're playing games.
That bowl of crap will still
that
be
bowl
there.
of crap is still there, and you have to eat it. And yeah, that's sales.
It's kind of like Memento Mori,
Yeah.
but bowl of crap more.
No, I heard a quote the other day because I think right now, probably all of us, like I'm sure you would just like to be doing freelance stuff. I'm sure you don't like driving to town and having a crazy commute 3 days a week
It's
or whatever.
grown on me.
Oh, well, all right. F you.
I'm Tyson, and I find silver linings in everything.
Oh, I'm so positive. F you, Tyson.
I'll be a positive
Gosh.
guy in this.
I will stay in the trenches. No, but I feel like we're in a place where we have these golden handcuffs on, and we are doing things that we don't like to do.
Golden handcuff. That's poetic.
Golden handcuffs is a phrase used a lot in sales because on the surface, you're like, oh my gosh, this is
Making
amazing thing, but it's the handcuffs because it's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna just leave and not make this kind of money? Are you gonna go and do some other job where you work more and you get paid less? And so you're like, you feel so trapped because you're like, what else am I gonna do? But at the same time, it's like, kind of nice though. Like they're a nice cell to be in. Point being, I heard a quote the other day that I like: powering through, getting through the nightmares to get to the dreams. Which I feel like is where I'm at. Like, my job is kind of a nightmare right now, But if you can power through those, like eventually, this is like a means to an end. This is allowing me the time and the resources to put money and effort into like the dreams that I have, which is like talk.
Yeah, I'm going to caveat that though, because I feel like a lot of people, the nightmare can continually go your entire life if you don't do something about it. So like in our position, you can
Like
either
just change your mindset, do something about it, or change
well, you can just stay in the same position you are and never change, or you can like do something about it.
like career wise.
Yeah. And so I feel like a lot of people don't, and then they get stuck in these jobs for 40 years and then their life has passed, and then it's like, oh, great, I'm gonna do now. So I feel like it's important in order for those nightmares to pass, like, yeah, you got to start something on the side, or you got to go ham now and like focus in on your sales job or whatever you're doing so that you can then use that for something else.
The capital you get.
But because it's very possible, and me and Sam have met some pretty old like sales dudes that it's like, dude, if you've been doing sales for this long, like where's
Aren't
your
you
money?
retired?
Yeah, why are you still doing this?
Gnarly.
Dang, that's so true. Yeah, dude. Honestly, every time an older guy comes into the team, into like the sales team, it like slightly kills me inside. That I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm 20. I'll be 27 in like a month. I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm so old. Why am I still doing door-to-door sales? I'm 27. Like I should be doing something better. I cannot imagine.
You're not in college anymore, just doing summer sales.
Right.
It's a young man's game.
It is totally a young man's game, and it's like it's a hot burst of fire, and it dies quickly, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm like, if I don't do something else now, like I'm going to burn up.
Amen.
Next is underdog moments.
There's no sound for that. Hallelujah. Yeah, cool. Underdog moments.
Does anyone have any previously thought up underdog moments that they want to talk about?
I have one that came to me while Alex was talking about surfing earlier. We went to the beach and we were all out surfing. I had just bought a wave storm from Costco. I haven't owned a wave storm in years. I just wanted to go mess around on it. I didn't need to bring the wave storm out, but I was just going to have a nice little time, just goof around. I paddle out. I get to the lineup. There's just a massive group of people. I'm on a wave storm, so I go to the very front because I'm going to catch stuff further out than all these other shortboarders are.
Uh-oh.
And then some random guy, not even a local, well, maybe a local white guy, but
you got called out.
Still his Howley guy. He's just like, hey, wave storm. Hey. And I just like look over. What? And he was like, don't you drop in on these guys. And I like turn around and there's just like two of the most local looking dudes you've ever seen. Just like long hair, tattoos. They're just like staring at me. And I literally like looked over and I was like, I'm not going to drop in on you guys. And they just kind of laughed. It's like these guys had no interactions. It's just this random guy was just trying to put himself like,
yeah,
I know what I'm doing and you don't. And I literally was like, bro, I just got out here. Like, what are you talking about?
No, that's a really big thing I've noticed, especially in Hawaii surf culture, is whoever sits at the peak, like, it's a big deal if you paddle up and you just sit at the peak right away, no matter if you're on a longboard or whatever. If you go sit at the peak right away, it's like a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, if you just go right past everyone.
Yeah, and you just go straight to the peak. I know you were just on a longboard,
Yeah,
it's kind of like a thing.
And maybe it wasn't chill of me to do, but I don't know. Again,
I understand you don't want to get caught inside with a longboard.
Right. That's the thing. Is like I'm on a wave storm. I can't tell you how many times there's been like a big wave and you're like, oh shiz, and you're trying to get to it before and you're getting rolled. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit further out. I get it's hard for people to understand like your intentions. So I get that it probably looked worse, but in my head, I'm like,
I'm not trying to stay safe.
Right. I'm not going to drop in on these people. I'm just going to sit out here. I'm going to wait for a little roller that I can snag that all these other people aren't going to go for. So yeah. I get it. Anyway, the guy didn't have to be a douche.
It's a catch-22 for sure.
The point is, like, even if it was like disrespectful, the guy could have been like, hey, dude, like, just so you know, or like whatever. I don't know. He could have been nicer.
Yeah.
About it. He was like a total
I'll defend Sam too though, because like the conditions were not great at all, and so it wasn't. It was more of like a family day out, you could say. Like there's other longboarders, other foamies in the water. Like it definitely wasn't the prime day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's way different.
And it wasn't a crazy break. It was at gas chambers. It wasn't like,
yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't anything.
Gas chambers has a few places where it breaks too. It's not just one.
So the whole thing, it was like, it was very out of pocket for this guy to do this. Anyway, point being, and then like another time he I don't know if he like felt bad or he was just being a douche. So then at one point, a few waves come by, and then he's kind of in front of me, and this little wave is coming, and he starts telling me, he was like, go, like paddle for it.
Oh.
And I literally just stared at him dead straight in the face as the wave just rolled over us. And I just mean mugged him. And I was like, don't you effing... I didn't say this, but I was like, don't you effing tell me.
Oh, man, he was trying to...
No, dude, he was being a dick.
Oh, okay.
He was being like...
He was being a dick.
He's like, here's a little wave. You go for this one. And I was like, bro, you do not tell me which waves to go for. I was like, don't you even. And then after that, literally it was crazy. After that, I think he just like took a wave in. I didn't see him out there the rest of the time.
Oh.
And I was like,
Mean mugged him all the way back to the sand.
That's right, baby.
Get those
And
bad
then
vibes out of the water.
And then like a wave or two came by, and this big wave came, and I was polite. I looked around. Nobody else was going for it. I sent it on a wave storm, and it was like this sweet bomb, and I had a great ride. And I was like, F everybody here. I know what I'm doing. That's the thing. It was all in my head. I was like, everyone here thinks I'm a chump, and I'm not. And then I freaking
Dude,
wrote
that's a
it.
constant mental game. When you're surfing, you're like, man, I just need to drop in a wave where everyone sees me, and I just need to like rip some turns and be like, okay, I'm good. Now you know.
100%.
1,000%. And it works the same the other way, which is usually what happens to me. Because if I like just wipe out in front of everybody, my confidence drops through the floor. Like, could not be worse.
I gotta sit on the inside the rest of the time, just take waves on the head, grab a little roller on the way in.
Absolutely.
Call it a day.
Like, I just
Straight
get
up.
so embarrassed, and then it's like I can't even paddle in the water. Like, I'm just going, and then I'm like trying to catch waves, and I'm nose diving, and I'm just like falling off. I'm just doing all these
It's a
weird
downward
things.
spiral of just
And
like,
it
I
just-
suck.
It just gets worse.
It's awful. It's because I think that everyone thinks the same way, because it is true. Like, if you're out there and you see some guy, like, you get out there and some guy just hops up on this wave and he's ripping, you're like, okay, that guy's a threat. Like, you don't want to get in his way.
He's good. Let him have whatever wave he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
But if some guy goes and just like nose dives, and you're like, cool, I'm going to drop in on every single one of this guy's
And you think everyone else is thinking that about you.
Exactly.
You know?
So then you're thinking like, I look like a chump.
I heard a quote that helps me break that cycle in my head.
Ooh, please.
Sometimes you have this mentality of you're the main character, but you're a side character in everyone else's main character story. Like, you're a main character for you, and you have to be for like your survival, not just like selfishness or whatever, but like in order to survive and, you know, do well for yourself, you have to be somewhat selfish, and you're the main character. But no one is thinking about you as much as you're thinking about you. Like, no one is.
Facts.
Let alone like people in the lineup when you're surfing. No one's thinking about you that much while you're out there.
You're an NPC.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's true.
That's
So
like
that helps me break it. I'm like, no one's really like paying attention to how I'm surfing as much as I think they're paying attention.
Yeah, I think that all the time. Because when I first got a gym membership and I walked in, this is when I was like in high school still. Man, I got so nervous. There's so many machines and free weights, and I honestly had no idea what I'm doing. And I would just be embarrassed because A, I didn't know what I was doing, and B, there's a ton of other people who are older than me, have more experience, are bigger, and then you just like, oh man, everyone's looking at me while I'm doing this bench press. No one's looking at you.
No one's batting an eye.
No one. They're just focused on their own workouts. Like,
Yeah.
No, nobody cares about you as much as you.
No one cares.
Nobody cares.
nobody cares.
No one cares. I have an underdog moment, and just to keep going off surfing, it was when I was learning how to surf. at Heavens Beach. You know
Love it.
Heavens? Yeah, you know Heavens, Leo Creo.
Oh yeah.
North Beach.
Oh, North Beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go body surfing there.
Yeah. So there's the body surfing, and then there's like a little bit of a reef, little point break. It's kind of been ruined ever since Hurricane Maria, like way back. But it used to be a really good break. But when I was first learning how to surf, there was a guy. So I was young in high school, and this guy was probably just like a year or two older than I was. Better surfer than I was. And I was sitting more on the inside because I didn't want to take the main peak. And there must have been a time, or I think he dropped it on a wave, but it like walled off for him. So I dropped in later. And like he thought he could make it, but he definitely wasn't making the section. But he called me out. He's like, the peak's over here. Stop dropping in on people over there. And I was just like so self-conscious. I was like, okay. But I was like, okay. And so I went to the peak. And then, I kid you not, I drop in on a wave and he drops in on me. And I was like, I'm not going to just pull out too. And so I go and I take a high line and he goes a bottom turn and falls. And I like turn around him and keep going. And his other two friends that were out there were like, man, he was calling you out and like did the exact same thing.
Oh my gosh.
So his friends were then on my side.
Let's
too.
go.
And he didn't say a single thing for the rest of this session we were out there.
Dang
and
straight,
I was like,
dude.
That's dope, dude.
it was a good underdog moment for me, especially because I wasn't very good at surfing, and like the risk I was taking on taking that high line was huge.
Love it, dude.
How old were you?
I was probably like a junior in high school.
Oh, nice, dude. Just a little kid just showing up.
Love
This
it.
old dude.
Yeah, that was a good underdog moment.
It's awesome. My underdog moment is so all of our wives and some of the girls in that group, they've started to go surfing. Well, only really like twice now.
Yeah.
But they're planning on it this past week, and we're at the beach because us guys, husbands, we just kind of go surfing whenever.
With no regard for our children or wives.
Yeah, we just kind of forget. Oh yeah, I have a kid while in the water. And so this is a great experience for them. They get to go out and not worry about the kids. And so while on the beach, I jokingly said, oh yeah, I can watch all the kids while you guys are out there. And Ree, Tyson's wife, was like, yeah, Alex is going to watch all the kids by himself on the beach. And then I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I am.
Prove to all these women.
Yeah, I can do it too. And so I show up on Wednesday, and it's Jace, Torin, and Aloe. So it's 3 of them. But it was a little bit of a hassle, but I did it for like 30 minutes or something while they went out and surfed.
Yeah.
And it felt good to like, be on that side and help them out. It was pretty funny though, because Jace can't walk yet. He was crawling all over, but I was just holding him for most of the time. Torin and Aloe were like running all over the place, and they ran into this like bush, and then they were just playing in there, but it was a little further from the beach area. So I'm like, all right, guys, like, let's go back down. And then they both like look at me, and then Torin's like, no. And then Aloe looks at him, then looks back at me. She's like, no.
Oh, instigating.
And I like kept kind of asking him, talking to them, and then they're just both on the no train. No. And then in this bush, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm holding Jason, and he's starting to cry. I'm like, oh, sweating. Jeez.
Come on, Torin.
Shout out to all the moms out there.
Dude. Moms of the group.
Could not do it.
I deal with that no child on a consistent basis.
He loves that word these days, huh?
No.
Yeah. And he means it too. There's some words they say, but they don't really know what they're like saying.
Yeah.
He knows no.
Jace doesn't say no yet, but he knows like a nah, and he'll say it like a no. Nah.
Gosh. Jeez.
Well, dad of the week goes to Alex for watching the kids.
Thanks.
Watching my kid.
Anytime.
Way to go. Not an easy feat. That child.
No. Torin's hilarious. I love him.
Should we move on to just the tip?
Yep. All right, folks. Your favorite, just the tip. where we share life tips. Anyone have one locked and loaded?
Yeah, I had one I kind of thought about. Routines matter. Dial in your routine, dial in your life. But I want to leave it at that. The tip.
Bars.
Just the tip. Ooh. My tip, and just the tip, is that you only have one body, so don't mess it up.
Oh.
Think about it.
Think about
Okay.
Gosh.
Dude, ours are dialed in, bro.
Yeah,
you better.
were dialed in. I wasn't ready. I thought I'd have way more time to think.
Well, I was gonna expound more, and then Tyson just kind of cut it off to
I mean,
just the tip, and I'm like, I like it.
You like it? Okay, good.
I like just the tip.
Golly.
Oh boy. Nice.
Sam doesn't like just the tip. I'm cutting all that out, by the way.
That's why I'm like not saying anything. So I'm like, oh, he's just gonna call this out.
Dude,
I don't know.
More money, more problems.
Yeah, honestly. My tip is budgeting, even though I'm awful at it. But
Okay.
that'll be my tip.
To finish up a thought, I was thinking about like different ways to like make your million, I guess. And there's like the super safe way of like Roth IRA, S&P 500, sit on it for until you're 60. Like that's one way, and like pretty low risk. And then like if you want to retire at like 45 or something, I feel like real estate is more of that. Because to really be profitable in any sort of real estate, you got to be able to sit on it for like 10 years plus to really make your money on it. And I feel like if you want to retire at like 35 kind of person, you need to invest in like a business and like have some sort of business that takes off and does really well. That was just kind of like a thought process. But like as the potential to retire earlier comes into play, the risk also increases.
Yeah.
You know what I
get
mean?
you. Yeah, totally. High risk, high reward, baby.
Yeah, and I'm at a point right now where I'm trying to do all three.
How do I
Like
do
401k.
it all? How do I make millions while
IRA.
still playing it safe?
Exactly. Then I have real estate, and I'm trying to start a business. Like I'm trying to do all three, and I feel like because I'm trying to do all three, that's why I'm finding myself in this situation where I have like no cash flow.
Tyson's planning all these things, and then this podcast just takes off.
You have to
Save
quit.
me.
You have to quit all of them.
He wasn't even planning on it, but the freaking podcast that we do is like the saving grace.
I would love that.
I'm not desperate.
I would love it. Any other thoughts on that?
I just think, do you know Alex Hermosi?
Yeah, he kind of like came out of nowhere within the last year, right?
Yeah, he got like huge.
He's got a
in
few
the past-
businesses now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beard.
Yeah.
Word.
You
Pat.
love his stuff about like all things finance, but he did say like an interesting thing. He had this little short that came up the other day, and he had like 10 cups in front of him, and he's like, a lot of people think doing like a side gig or something, they think I'm just gonna start all of these, and then one of them's gonna take off, and then I'm gonna go all in on that one. And he has like a pitcher of water, and he pours a little bit of water into each of those. He's like, that might work in like 15 years or something. However, the reality is that like any of those can work if you just put all your time in. And then he chooses one cup and just like fills the cup with all of the water. You just put all your time and energy. It's like really anything can take off. You think of all the highest earners in any field, there's like millionaires in anything.
Yeah.
Digital marketers, salespeople, chess players, like literally
They've
anything.
just filled that cup.
Surfers, you know,
Super true.
Podcasters.
podcasters.
Twice a week.
Twice a week.
All in, baby.
In 5 minutes.
Let's get a little bit of comic relief to end our
Yeah.
session. All right, people.
That
Gun to
ends-
your head.
That ends
Oh,
the
that was
deep
good.
dive.
If you had to be a different race, what would you be?
I'd be Alex.
What a turn of events.
Look at him. Who would not?
Perfect golden brown.
Perfectly golden brown.
If I'd eat a marshmallow, I'd want it to look like Alex.
Oh man.
No one likes a gooey.
Mm-mm. I want it just perfect.
I need some guidelines. Is this strictly one race, or can I be mixed breed?
One race.
Yeah, let's go one race. You have to be full blooded.
You have to be. Can I be Polynesian, or do I have to like something other than
No,
what you are?
pick a different one.
Yeah.
Pick a different one. What's gonna get me the furthest?
What will get me in the most trouble?
I'd be Native American.
No, I do not believe that for a second.
They just give you a check every year.
Oh!
You just get to open a casino. Sounds sweet.
Get to open a casino.
I think they just let you do that.
Oh, man. They just let you do that.
You get to live on a
That's how it works.
cool reservation.
No, Sam's lying.
There goes our Native American audience.
Yeah, I would be black.
What kind of black?
Period.
African American, straight out of Africa.
Oh, I just be, dude, the swag. You know, that's what I want.
So true. Cool haircut.
Swaggy.
What,
Tyson?
You can be swaggy right now.
I can be half swaggy.
Yeah. Not as swaggy as I want to be.
Oh.
What would you be, Tyson?
I told you, I'd be
Oh,
Polynesian.
you'd be Polynesian?
Through and through.
Like full-blooded Polynesian?
Oh, man. If I just, like, grew up in, like, Western Samoa, oh, that'd be so sick.
You know, the guys do the cooking there.
Yeah. And have you seen those guys? Dude, people from, like, so my roommate out of college, he was half Samoan, just like you are. And his dad's full Samoan, like out of Samoa and everything. And the stories he would tell, especially about Western Samoa, like he says, like all the fat Polynesians come from American Samoa. And then like you go over to Western Samoa and these guys are just like genetically just ripped and they just like living off the land and everything. There's just specimen out of Western Samoa. And I'm like, that's why I would choose them. Live off the land and everything. Fish all day. Samoa's great surf. So not only do I want to be Samoan, but I want to live in Samoa.
Yeah, I want to live in Nigeria.
You're really swaggy there. Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
I heard this comedian one time. It was so funny. He was like, I keep seeing these ads for like to send relief to Africa to like feed the malnutrition children over there. And I'm like, at what point are they going to move out of the desert? Get out of there.
There's nothing to eat out there.
There's no rain, no food. Move.
Maybe just call it.
Get out of there. Go where there's rain.
So funny.
It's like, I'll pay for them to move. I'm not sending water there. I'm putting them to the water.
There we go. Honestly, that's smart.
But this guy just solved world hunger.
Yeah. Dang. In one step. That's hilarious.
Oh.
Man, what a show. We're getting better.
What a time to be alive, people. All right.
So Native American, black,
Black.
for the swag, apparently.
Yeah, dude. All day.
Okay.
Love it. All right,
and
folks.
Polynesian for the ripped bod, the tan skin, the
To get
lifestyle.
tattoos if you want. Be nice.
All right, everyone. Like, subscribe, and follow us on all platforms at Since96 Podcast. Right?
Sure.
Do we have our socials yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, baby, but we will.
Until next time.
Bye, everybody.